Hello and welcome to another free code session. My name is Jason Bach, and this might be a short one, which means it's going to take longer than I expect. But the last time my last episode, I left off here, which is trying to make this so I can go through this in one shot rather than keep going through descendant nodes all the time. As I found out, sadly, the project type limits you to 7.3 and not 8.0, which makes me sad. But we can figure this out, okay? We can say if target node is field declaration and field declaration toString equals node name, break. We found a condition. Okay, so we're going to say here is type parameter used equal to false by default. Where we're going to say, no, true. No, we're going to say false. Sorry. Is type parameter used equal to true. Why would you, what? Cannot use, it just is declared here. What is your problem? Oh my god. That was weird. Okay. And actually, I could be even smart. Okay. So if a target node is field declaration and it's this, or it's going to be a lot of copy and paste here for a second, or target node is parameter syntax and parameter, or target node is method declaration syntax, method declaration and method declaration dot that, or we did the return. Okay, yeah. So we'll do the dot, and we'll say target node is variable declaration syntax, variable declaration, and variable declaration that, or God, I could have just kept that. That's fine. All right, whatever. Target node is property declaration syntax, property declaration, and property declaration that. Oh, equal to node name, right? And then we just break. So this now does this, and now we can say here, if type parameter, if not type parameter, is type parameter used. If it isn't being used, now we break. So this now allows us to just go through the descendant nodes one time, only looking for nodes of a particular type, and then for each one of those, we look at its, we look to see if it is of a specific type, and then given that, we then determine if the node name is being used. As soon as we find one instance of that, we break out. Okay. I don't know how else to do this any faster. So, although I'm sure there are ways. As soon as you make a statement of, I think this is as fast as it can be, there's n number of developers out there who are going to try to find out how to make what you just did faster, right? That's just the way developers are. All right, so we see that this is not being used. Okay, uncomment used, uncomment. Oh, boom! Extract method code. Ah, that's not me though. That's not me. Okay? Don't get mad at me. Okay? Okay, so that I did nothing there. That wasn't my fault, man. Copy that, or comment that out, which means T is no longer being used. Isn't this beautiful? Ha! Ha 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 ha. Of course, I haven't, again, I don't know if that's the one thing when I said this video is short, I want to think of any other cases off the top of my head that I have not considered. So, yeah. So let's just play with this for a little bit and see. Yeah, all of it's doing the thing and the stuff that it should be. Yep. I love this. This is the power of being able to use an API that understands so much information about your code itself is so powerful. And it's not even like a C# thing. It's just programming languages in general. If you can provide an API on top of your compiler, man, you can do some really cool things. All right, so I think we've got a good implementation in place, at least as a prototype. I'm pretty happy with this. But let's keep going. Let's determine, and it's been so long since I've declared an event. My event. Is there an event handler? Yeah, of T event args. And those should be of type event args, right? So I can't just say T2 here. I don't think that will... Oh yeah, no, I'm sorry. It's... Yeah. So what we'd want to do is... Because an event is a type of event handler. Oh, that's because I'm using the generic one. If I didn't, then it would be that. Okay. I don't think I can say here that. It needs to say of type, because it's going to be like, yes. So now if I said where T2 is a type of event handler, now that should be okay. But you can't do that. Ah, you can't do that. Okay. So it seems like that's not possible. Learn something new every day. Fair enough. There's like no fix for this. Yeah, you're just wrong. So what we can say is event. The only thing that it could ever come into play here with an event handler is if I actually put it into the generic of an event handler here. And again, always got to give the space. This is in a type argument list. That's right. I didn't, because you could use it here too. That would also be a valid spot where this is being used. But, right, you can't do that here because that is, I could say T2 here. I mean, that is at least legal from that standpoint. And that is in the parameter. So we would have caught that because that's the same thing as there. Yeah, so that's fine. If I say int, that's okay. Okay. So this is a type argument list. See? I cursed myself. It's a type argument list. But yeah, I thought of another case where it could probably be used. Let's say I had something like public class multiple generics. I had T1. I know it's U1. I know they don't like this. U2, U3. Okay, fine. What would happen if I have public void use multiple. Okay, so I have a class here, var x is equal to new multiple generics, where I use t2 and string. That's valid. Okay, t2 here is part of a type argument list. So is int, right? So is string. But those are predefined types. Fine. Public class my definition. My definition. So now in this case, it is a identifier name. So in your type argument list, if I look for a type argument list, I have to find anything within the type argument list that, yeah, that's an interesting one. You have arguments. That's the same thing here as type arguments, arguments. Okay, so this is type arguments. You have to look at the arguments. Right, come back here. Type argument list, arguments. And then for each argument, I'm assuming it would be a type identifier name. Okay, so let's get rid of the syntax visualizer here. Let's come back down here. Or is kind, syntax kind, type argument list. There. So let's put in the case here. Or target node is type argument list and type argument list arguments any to string is equal to node name. Boom, done. So that would handle with the event handler. That would handle with anywhere we use the type declaration, type arguments. Okay, that I think would be fine. So let's run this. Get the control F5, Jason. So, yeah, you wouldn't. I would assume you don't get a type argument list unless you actually had arguments. I'd actually hope that they say, yeah, we'd love to have you work on this, because it would be fun to actually get this included, and then also to go through the review process and learn a lot, and have people look at this and go, wow, you did this totally wrong, or you totally missed this case, or you didn't think of this, or this is wrong, or you're not defensive enough here with your coding, or you didn't put this unit test into place and work in a code base that has a certain style and stuff. That would just be fun to actually have a analyzer in FxCopAnalyzers that actually shipped out and people could use and went, wow, I'm using a type declaration that I no longer have here anymore. That would be, it's that community thing, it's that contribution thing that I think would be so fun. Okay, so let's now come into here and let's just put in a public class, which this also is going to, why is the font size kind of big? Change the font size. I bet it's because I did a demo or something and it's, yeah, let's make this a little bit more easier for me to read. Now these should all flag, yeah, because you're not using that, you're not using that, you're not using that. What I do want to do though is put in this example here, take that out, and we don't know what T2 is. That should actually flag. Huh, it's kind of interesting that it's not even like saying that's an error. Let's put my definition as another thing, so at least that goes away. And now here's the big one. If I make this a T, no error. If I make this a string, error. I'm having so much fun with this. That is just, okay, we got constructors would just be arguments. You can't pass that into the, there. Yeah, that would just be used as an argument. You can use it in variable declarations. You can use it as parameter types. You can use it as return types. You can use it as, did I handle properties? Yeah, I do handle properties. I think I've got everything that you could do within a type definition and also within a method, which is you could use it either as a variable declaration, and I think that's pretty much it. Or the parameter list, or you could use it as the return type, right? So if I said here, I think that should catch it. So if I did this, it shouldn't error. Yeah, it is. It is, but it is being declared here. I mean, that's, so if I said int or a string, yeah, and if I do this, it will suddenly go away. Yeah, so that's one more case. I got time. Why would that not catch? Why would that not catch? So the nodes are going to look for either, I'm sorry, find parent declaration is either going to find a method declaration or a type declaration. Oh, I missed that. I done goofed. I missed that. I think I had that in there before and then I missed it. And this is what drives me nuts when I do videos, because I'll be, see, like here, this should get rid of it, and it does. Okay, well that's surprising. Yeah, method declaration, return type. I am looking for that, right? Method declaration, return type. So I should catch that. You can't just put a, yeah, it's going to break on the whole thing. Well, that's, I think I realized it. We're looking at the descendant nodes. But no, that should be, because like in a method declaration, if I go here and I go to the syntax visualizer, leave the space, the method declaration, aha, yeah, that's the problem, because we actually have a method declaration. How would I do that? I think I did a previous video where I start talking about where the brain power starts to get sucked away, just because I do these and then I'm like, oh, it's 9:30 in the morning already. Time flies. I need to get ready for my workout. The problem here is I'm also looking, okay, I think I can sneak this in, I think. Could I combine, add? What I want to do is I want to say if the parent declaration is, I don't want to do it on descendant nodes. And I'm just blanking right now. I know what I want to conceptually do, I just don't know how to actually do it off the top of my head. Where the parent declaration is a method declaration. So I want that to be included in the target nodes list from the enumeration. And I know you can do it. I'm just blanking off the top of my head. How would you actually do that? Can I say here target nodes add? Aggregate? Play the accumulator function? No. All. Average? Contains? Distinct? I don't want to intersect. I want to contains the element, correlates the elements of two sequences based on matching keys. Default equality comparators use compare. No, I don't want to join. I just want to like combine. You think? No, I don't want to sum. I just want to union? Produces a set union of two sequences by using the default equality care. No, I just want to say add. C# add value to LINQ. Yeah, I know. Append. Oh, would append do it? Append. Of course not, because there is no such thing as an append. You lie to me. Concat? There's got to be a way to do this. Concat. The sequence and concatenate to the first sequence. Okay, so now I can say if parent declaration is method declaration syntax parent method target nodes concat a new, what would be the simple, yeah, they're saying just do a new array of parent declaration. Boom. Now when I iterate it, it should work. Okay. You actually running, or did I do a false sense of character keystrokes there? What did I do wrong? Oh, do I still have it? Yeah, I do. Okay, that's fine. And you're going to yell at me, yes, let's save it. Okay, run it again. Do this. Hopefully we'll be right at time. Hopefully. So what was I trying to figure out is if you used in a method declaration the because that should now yell at me, right? Because you're not using it. Come on. You're not using it. I done something busted bad. Wow. Okay, well that actually made it worse. I'm not sure why. T is not being used. I mean, it's funny because if I do this, okay, it's funny if I do this and then I uncomment something like this. Like, it can see it down here. That's what drives me nuts, is that there's got to be a way to already do this. Which is kind of an interesting thing, find all references. But I think, again, find all references is more computationally expensive to just expose as a regular thing. I don't know, maybe. So, we done goofed. We done goofed something. So let's get this into a state where, because when I debug this, I don't want to have everything in here. I want to just say public static class test method public t foo of t So let's come back here because hopefully I don't get this hit on me all the time. No, that's... Oh, I don't need this then. I just need to say if parent... Well, that wasn't going to cause a problem. It was just going to say if it is a method declaration syntax unto itself, then concat it with that. So let's see why this is breaking. Hot reload unavailable. So eventually it should catch the foo of t example here. Yes. Parent declaration is a method declaration syntax. Okay, so come into here and we're going to concat it. So we do this. What? No, that's wrong. That should not have not even done that at all. Huh. Wow. That... Okay, well that didn't do what I thought it would do. Okay. Concat feels like the right thing to do. Oh. Oh. Because I didn't have any, but now I needed to add in my... I think that's why this broke. I think. I know I'm going over time here, but hopefully this would have fixed everything. At least until I find other things that are wrong. Okay, so hopefully this will now tell me that... Well, it shouldn't error here. Well... It shouldn't flag it, okay? But now if I say string here, yep, now we get the problem. Okay, and now if I do this, and I come down here and I do that, t-value is also there, but now if I say t-value, at least that's going to go away, but now we have a, that should actually, you'd think that would give a problem, right? I guess not. T is not being used. If I now uncomment this, T is being used. Nice. Nice. All right. Well, if you want to be a pro developer, you have to remember to handle return values. Don't be an idiot like I just was. I thought that, well, that might be true. I think that's actually a new thing, and either it's a language warning or it might be in 8.0, I'm not sure, but I thought I saw something where if you don't capture the return value, at least it gives you a warning that you haven't done that. And I will end with just looking at that real quick. Whereas if I took this off, do I see something that tells me the field, the event, the variable? Oh, it's a variable, it's not the type. That, yeah. Make field read only. Right, all that's true, but it doesn't say here that introduce local for, yeah, so it doesn't. I thought there was one now that either it's in FxCop actually itself, or it's in the compiler that tells you, hey, you're not doing something with the return value. So either assign it a discard, and I think discards were added in 7.3, or was it 8? Maybe they did it in 8, where I'm just forgetting which version it was. But even when they added it, they may have had to add something in later to say, okay, now let's at least give people some type of suggestion warning, something that says you're not getting the return value here. In this case, it's extremely important to do that because it was you know, not correct. Whatever I did screwed everything up, but by capturing that, it works. Okay, so I'm actually going to post in that issue that I have a working prototype already for this. And I feel proud about myself. Kind of feel good. I feel good that I got this to work. But like I said, there may be conditions and cases that I'm completely forgetting about, and corner cases that I have no idea what I'm doing. So I need to keep that in mind. Okay. So in any event, thank you all. So I'm going to move on with this, and I'm going to see it. Even if they say, yeah, we don't want to do this in FxCop, I might just create, I'll probably throw this out in a repo somewhere and try to think of maybe how I could do more of these. I don't know. But I got something here. I think it'd be worth it to at least have this available for people to use. I think there's actually some value in doing it. So I found value in doing it. I've learned things this morning. So in any event, thank you all for watching. Leave comments and questions below. See you in the next episode.